This is a Soul Hit production.
You have now tuned into Insight Sundays, the show that brings you relevant news, youth and political topics with a new direction and focus for our communities. Log in with Facebook and get connected. Here's your host, Adrian Mickens.
What's going on, Indianapolis, and welcome to another edition of Insight Sundays right here on AM 1310 The Light and Facebook Live. As always, we have to give a shout out to all of our sponsors, which are Andrew J. Brown Academy, Indiana Christian Leadership Conference, or ICLC, Buttons and Bows Hair Salon, Bethesda Temple Southeast Campus, New Vision Lighthouse Ministries, Hair Artistry Indy, Inner Beauty Program Incorporated, New Breed of Youth, Lighthouse Academy Charter School South and East Campus, Beach Grove Bible Church, and Sam Ash Music Store. Stay connected with us on all of our social media platforms, which is Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Snapchat, and of course, by downloading our Insight Sundays mobile app on the App Store and Google Play Store. Again, by downloading our Insight Sundays mobile app on the App Store and Google Play Store. As always, Indianapolis, we have another spectacular show for you guys this week. This week, we'll be broadcasting the community event that was held by Judge Gaithers in the Juvenile Division in Marion County. Let's check it out. I am here with Mr. Gaither at this beautiful event we've had out here for the community. What was the name of this event today, Mr. Gaither?
This was the Community Carnival, sponsored by Juvenile Court in partnership with Trip Mentoring.
Okay. All right. How did this come about? The thought process, the planning, how did all this come about?
Well, it came about, the genesis, I believe, was the Male Mentoring Conference and the Young Women's Empowerment Conference that we host every October. But Trip Mentoring said, let's do a community carnival. And I said, well, if you're going to do a community carnival that includes a back-to-school effort, let's do it at Juvenile Court. And everybody said, yeah, let's do it. So this is actually the second annual conference, carnival, because we had one last year here, and it was very well attended. But this year, just crazy. I mean, it's everything that we had to give away, we gave away. And that's a high-class problem, right? When you bring things to give away and then you go home with nothing, that means we served the community. The community came out strong. Yes.
What would you say was the attendance out here, and how did the promotion, and how did you feel about everything today with the attendance?
Yeah, I would say that it was somewhere between about 500 when we look at it in total, because some of the vendors had more than 500 things to give away, and they gave away everything. So at least 500 things were given away. And man, this was just a beautiful day. The weather couldn't have been better. We had water and snow cones and bouncy houses, and we had about 25 or 30 vendors giving away basic information, helpful information for the community, for school. We had back to school backpacks and all of that. I mean, it just could not have been a better event.
Who's some of the vendors that you want to mention? I've even seen Ezekiel Hospital out here, other people. Who did you see that you want to mention?
We had Eskenazi Hospital, we had the Public Library, we had the Children's Bureau, we had Kids Peace, we had Kids Voices, we had, now put me on the spot. You know what? We had a lot of people. I can't remember. I can't remember how many people we had. We had a community forest garden. People were giving away fresh vegetables. Mm-hmm. We had Magic Mike providing magic shows. We had a man here that was painting faces and so forth. IMBD showed up. The fire department showed out. We had free hot dogs and bratwurst, snow cones, everything.
So, Mr. Gaither, we also had some great performances out here today, as well as just general entertainment. So can we speak a little bit about that and the production companies and stuff?
Yes. Well, first, none of this would have been able to happen without the beautiful production of ADW. But those guys did a fantastic job. But they always do a good job. So if you're gonna host some kind of event, ADW is a production company that you need to get. Yes, sir.
And some of the performers and other entertainers that was out here.
I saw there was some praise dancers whose name I forgot. If you're gonna ask me for names, I cannot give you any names.
It's all right. I know you're the man in charge of everything. You put everybody in position, but for what you can remember, can you just elaborate just a little bit about some of the musicians and artists and stuff?
Well, we had, as I said, we had a couple of rappers. We had some praise dancers. We had acapella singers. Then we had the young ladies, I said, with an acoustic guitar. We had DJs. We had rappers, and we had a magic show. we had poetry, and we had praise dance.
And what was the name of the DJ that was here? Because I know it was a female, and it's hard to get female DJs here in the city. They're a dime a dozen. So how did you find out what was her name?
Her name is Peaches. If you listen, let me tell you, Peaches lays it down. She can do it clean. She can do it dirty. She can do it all. She threads the music from one beat without losing the beat from other. She hypes the crowd, and it's all positive. Her name is Peaches.
All right. So just a couple more questions here. If we can speak about just some new changes and things that you guys are doing here at the Juvenile Court. I know that you've been here for probably over 2 decades now. So what's some new things, new formulas, new tactics? I won't say necessarily tactics, but just things that you guys are doing with what you're doing with the community.
Well, I tell you, this is what I'm doing, because I've been on the bench 23 years now. And so for the past 10 years, I began to be way more productive. Productive, yes, but proactive. Really trying to go out in the community and practice preventative methods, because it's not good enough to sit in court and have children and families come in like a revolving door. I spent the first 10 years of my career doing that. I realized that's a real problem. We got to do something different. So I've dedicated my career and my service here to being involved in the community. I know people say I'm like underdog because I'm everywhere. I'll go everywhere, and I'll speak to anybody about anything. If it's long as in service of community, of brotherhood. I mean, we just had a young man, 13 years old, lost his life 2 or 3 days ago. That's why I'm here. Okay, enough is enough. I'm tired of going to funerals. I've been to 13-year-old, 14, 15-year-old funerals. I went to a 17-year-old young man's funeral about a month ago. I'm sick of that. You know, I'm sick of babies having babies, killing babies. We need to do something different. So all the power that I have invested in me, I'm going to try to do something. If it's hosting a community carnival where we can do back to school events and have these all events, that's what I'm going to do. If it's an empowerment conference that we're going to have coming up in Warren Central on October 13th for the boys, October 20th for the girls, then I'm going to do that.
So, all right. And absolute last question for any mothers, fathers, aunties, uncles, anybody out there who wants to get a part of a mentoring program. They need to get a part of a good system out here in Indianapolis to propel them to make sure that they finish school, get to college, and be a successful citizen, just an overall person. Who do they contact?
Well, it's hard. I'm not going to say call this one person, because I can't really do that. But I tell you what, though, if you're looking for mentoring and mentoring services, go on the internet and Google mentoring, Indianapolis. Everybody's names come up. I will list some names like this. New Boy, they do an excellent job. Boys to Men, they do an excellent job. Mentoring with Magic Mac. How about Magic Mike? They do an outstanding job. And there are many other services around here. If you don't find one that fit, there are others are about there to do that we can promote brotherhood and community for our young men and our young women in the community.
All right, as always, Mr. Gaither, I appreciate your time. I appreciate you having this community event. You always reach out to the community in a major way, and today was another proof in the pudding. Appreciate it.
All right, gotcha.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
All right, we are standing here with another performer that just got done having a great performance here at the community event. And what's your name?
Young Skrilla.
All right, Young Skrilla. So, Young Skrilla, can you speak about why you wanted to come out here and perform at this community event? I know we probably had about 500 or 800 people out here. What was that experience like? And again, why did you want to come out here and perform today?
I mean, it's a great experience, and anytime it got something to do with like the community and giving back and just a form of coming together, I want to be a part of any way I can, you know what I'm saying?
Definitely. You know, you had one inspirational song that you performed today that really touched a lot of the people. You know, we have a lot of killings and murders going on here in Indianapolis. It's sad to say, and I hate to say it with such emphasis, but it's true. We just had a 13-year-old kid who just got killed too as well. So can you speak about the song that you performed and what came across your heart to write that song?
What came across my heart, my mind, man, just growing up as a youth and then seeing the transition of how the youngsters is these days and how they just adamant to kill over anything, it seemed like. And both verses was true stories, you know what I'm saying? I want to speak on the names of who it's from, but the first verse was a little girl growing up without her mother, you know what I'm saying? Her mother trying to hide the fact that she's a dancer to get paid, you know, basically not necessarily selling herself short, but just as like she knew she could do that and get paid versus trying to achieve anything other than that, which I ain't knocking no dancers, none of that. You got to get your money how you get your money. But the karma behind her situation, the daughter developed the same repetition of what her mother was living, so the mom was always trying to coincide to her daughter and making her do what's different, but she's like, that's a contradiction, Mom. You gave me that. You showed me this. This is what I know. Yeah. So then the second verse portrays to a young man that was into basketball from a young man to middle school, high school, and he had some knucklehead friends that didn't really want to see him make it. Yeah. You know, you get that day this every day. You hear that in all walks of life. So where the young man was like, he was kind of discouraged within himself, let alone hearing it from his own peers. Yeah. A good friend of his telling him like, man, you gonna be out here in the ghetto with us rest of your life. You ain't gonna be doing nothing different nowhere nobody else doing. So he kind of like bypassed his opportunity to keep chasing his dream and continuing chasing his goals and his dreams to where he got in that vehicle, and that's the last time he ever got out of that vehicle, besides, get put in a hearse, you know what I'm saying? And rest in peace to a young man who went through that situation, and all the following family members who lost young children and siblings. My heart goes out to them deeply, you know what I mean?
So if you have any inspirational words to tell anybody in the community or anybody who was out here today, what would you say? You know, we live in a transparent generation now where it's good to be an artist, but they really like to know who the person is. So what would you say?
Me personally, I would tell them just, like, if you got somebody positive in your life, role model, mother, father, brother, sister, whatever, that's giving you any type of proper guidance and influence, take heed to that, because a lot of the youth doesn't have that, and that's where you fall short when you don't have that proper guidance. Someone that has a better view for you, that sees you going down on the wrong road and can coincide and say, look, let me help you out. I can steer you this way. You know what I'm saying? And just pay attention, stand on books. You know what I mean? Chase your heart, chase your dreams. You know what I'm saying? Don't be a follower, be a leader. You know what I'm saying? And most of all, keep God first.
Hello, my name is Crystal Hines of the Inner Beauty Program, where I'm the founder and president. We have been enriching and inspiring and empowering youth ages 8 to 18 since 2002. Our original purpose of the program is to have girls focus on their inner attributes in a world where the outer appearance is the focal point. We have a dynamic staff of women who are here to provide all types of programming for your young ladies, including life coaching, mentoring, tutoring, boot camps, and special events. Please stay connected with us through our website, myinnerbeautyprogram.org, our Facebook page, Inner Beauty Program Inc., and our mobile app, Inner Beauty. Thank you.
Download New Boy mobile app. Check out our features. Comprehensive homepage. Scheduled events. Real-time notifications. Latest news. Download on App Store and Google Play.
Hello, my name is Sister Marion Anderson, and I am the Youth Director at Bethesda Temple Southeast Campus. Here at Bethesda Temple Southeast Campus, I have the opportunity to work with children of all ages. We offer so much for our children. They are a highlight of our church. Every Sunday, we offer youth services for our children, and every fourth Sunday of each month, we allow for our children to co-lead our services. Also, our youth nights are powerful. Every fourth Friday at 7 p.m., we come together in unity. During our youth nights, we get to praise, we get to worship, and our children get to fellowship with other children. At Bethesda Temple Southeast Campus, our pastor, Derek and Lady Valerie Miller, are committed to serving our youth. So come out to Bethesda Temple Southeast Campus. It's the place where God is.
Buttons and Bows Nail and Hair Salon welcomes you to our new location at 6233 Allisonville Road, where we service all nationalities. We are a full nail and hair salon. Booth space available. Call 317-362-0323 for more info.
Since 4th grade, Indianapolis Lighthouse College Prep has been my home.
Lighthouse gave me the opportunity to take college classes for dual credits.
Lighthouse allows me to do community service, mentoring younger students.
At Lighthouse, I take classes geared towards a career that I'm interested in.
I'm a Lighthouse Scholar from kindergarten to college.
I am a Lighthouse Scholar from kindergarten to college.
I'm a Lighthouse Scholar graduating this year and on my way to college. Apply at lighthouse-academies.org.
Beach Grove Bible Church. Beach Grove Bible Church. Beach Grove Bible Church. Beach Grove Bible Church.
During the last 5 years, National Heritage Academies ranked in the top 25% of U.S. schools for academic growth.
I'm learning a lot.
We want you to have academic success, but we want you to have emotional success.
They teach me to be a good person.
My children feel very safe.
That's why 92% of our parents recommend us.
We are in the business of producing excellent human beings. That's our legacy to the world.
Hello, everybody. My name is Pastor Aaron Boyd. I'm the pastor at New Vision Lighthouse, and we're located at the corner of 46th and Arlington and Devonton Plaza. We welcome you to come and worship with us every Sunday at 11 a.m. We have midweek Bible study on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Our mission is simply this: to let our light shine in our communities and in our families. You can like us on Facebook, visit us on the web at newvisionlighthouse.com. God bless you. Be careful and be prayerful.
I just got the best deal on my new guitar at Sam Ash.
I always get advice I can trust.
I got it in time for my gig.
The coolest selection of music and sound gear, always at the guaranteed lowest prices. Sam Ash, the real deal. Get zero interest financing for 24 months with your Sam Ash credit card.
What's your name?
Leah B.
And yours?
Yadin Cole.
All right, so Indianapolis, we have some great Soulstress artists that I'm standing right here right now. Can you tell me how you guys heard about the event today? What made you want to come out and support today?
Well, I heard about the event from Tripp. He used to mentor me when I went to the Boys and Girls Club, and I think as an artist, it's always good to give back to the community, go out and perform, and inspire other children who might want to do the same thing that you want to do.
And how long have you guys been a tag team with the performance and stuff? And how did you guys link up? Was it just a great partnership that you guys started way back when, or is just kind of just happened organically with the music?
Yeah, this is literally our first time actually doing it together. Yeah, so it's our first time. I've seen him plenty of times. He's actually an artist himself. Okay. He performs with Allison Victoria. She's amazing, and I've seen him perform with her, and then we kind of met that way, I think. Yeah.
All right. Awesome. So how did you get started playing on the guitar, man? Because when I heard you, it was pure to the soul, man. So how did you get started?
I bought my first guitar back in 2013, and originally I just wanted to be a great guitarist, but after I moved to Indianapolis, I started singing and writing songs and performing a lot more, and I just kind of got thrusted into, being a professional artist. So now I'm a guitarist, a singer, and a songwriter.
So who's some of your inspirations on the guitar? You want to give out some of your secrets?
Yeah, Muddy Waters, and of course Jimi Hendrix, okay. And as far as songwriting, Bob Marley for sure.
Did you see Cadillac Records?
Of course.
Hi, just checking with you, man. All right, so what would you want to say? I know we had a community event today, and what would you want to say to the community and to the youth about inspiring to become better, do better? We have a lot of traumatic situations that happen from time to time in the city. So what's some motivation words that you can tell the people?
I would say if we all work together, we can do better together. It takes more than one person to, to get it together. It has to be all of us. So I would just say us working together as a whole to make Naptown better. Yeah.
All right, and you, my man, what would you like to say?
Just spread love as much as possible.
All right, definitely. Good stuff. Right now, I'm standing with one of the performers here at the community event too as well. What's your name?
My name is Paris Adon.
Paris Adon, and she was one of the performers like I just stated. She just did an awesome job out here at the community event that we had right out here over here on Keystone. So can you explain a little bit about how you learned about this event and what made you want to come out and support the community today?
My mother actually has a friend who helped run it, and they invited me, and I'm an artist in the city of Indianapolis, Indiana, so I came here to support.
All right, and that's awesome. So do you have any encouraging words or anything of wisdom or motivation to the young people, any young people? I know you're young yourself. How old are you?
I'm in my 20s.
You're in your 20s. All right, so you're still young yourself, and I know that you're trying to make it as an artist. So, kids at this age, going to elementary school and middle school, they really look up to people in their 20s and 30s. What can you say as a motivational message to them?
The best thing I can say to sum everything up is dedication is key and to never give up.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of them do want to be artists, in today's society, either they want to be a producer or something in sports. Who motivated and pushed you to continue your success in your career?
My peers, my parents right here, I mean, everybody around me, really, you got to have a supportive team. If you don't have a supportive team, then it's really not going to work. You got to have a solid team, because if it's not solid, it's going to crumble.
And I was also told that this is your makeup artist. What's your name?
Rolex.
Rolex. All right. So, Miss Rolex, when did you get started doing makeup? Is this something that you just kind of just done, or you just got started with it? How did you start?
Well, I just started doing makeup like within the last year. Everybody started asking me to do faces, so I'm learning, I'm teaching, anything that makes $1, I'm doing it.
Sorry. So how did you guys link up? You guys just been best friends for quite some time? Because I know it's hard to find people that's in your camp that's gonna, have your back all the time, whether it's a manager or a makeup artist who is consistently gonna be there for you. So, how did you guys link up, and what's the trust level like?
We've down here 2 years ago, so I'm not from here.
Yeah, she's been out here for a couple years, and she's actually kind of been more solid than the people that's been around me for a long time. So that's what I say. I stress the importance of dedication and having people who's solid and down for your team, because it won't work without it.
And now it's time for the inspirational word of the week, presented by Dick Gregory.
And don't make the mistake that most of your mothers and fathers made. When I wake up in the morning, my prayers, and I thank God I woke up, the Ku Klux Klan woke up this morning. The drug pushers woke up this morning. I thank God that I made another 24 hours in the most vicious, nasty, hateful, insane nation that's ever existed, with my wits, without hating, without being bitter, and without being mean. And I thank God that I survived 24 hours in that type of atmosphere, with the type of amusement and friendliness. And so I would say to young folks, don't be in a state of denial of the racism and sexism, but don't let that block you. Don't teach your children that you have to be twice as good as a white. That's an awful thing to teach your child.
Mm-hmm.
That's like saying because you're black, white America has a right to change your dollar for 94 cents. But we used to get 50 cents, and before that we used to get nothing. Young folks have to say, we don't want more change for $1. We want a full dollar's change for $1, or this cash register will never ring again.
Yes.
I would also like for young blacks to understand that about 83% of all employment happen with small businesses. And excuse me, if you don't have a small business, then you have nobody to work for you. And I would say to young blacks, get into entrepreneurship. We will never catch up with white America till we get into business, because there's a thing called tax write-offs. And if you have a job and come together, 10 of you, and open up a corporation and have somebody run it, you hiring somebody to run it, but you have tax write-offs. 98% of people that fly first class on airplanes would not be there if that wasn't a write-off. And yet, on that first class, they gave away last year $800 million, almost $1 billion of free whiskey. But if a welfare mother asked for some apple juice for the baby, she's laughed at. And so I would say entrepreneurship, and then understand that we will never survive as a group until we get into communities and not neighborhoods. A community is, I control the police, the banks, the schools, the firefighters, and I control the flow of the money. And I have no problem when I go in a Jewish neighborhood and the shop owners are Jewish, and I go into an Italian neighborhood and the shop owners are Italian. I have a problem when I come in a black neighborhood and the shop owners is not me. A Korean has a right to come in and buy my shop for $30 million more than it's worth. That's good business. But if we decide that we're not going to do business with that boy, then he'll have to sell it back, or she'll sell it back to a black person for $1 million. And then the money circulates, and that's how you change. We've been so busy dealing with the hurt and the pain and the misery and glamorizing a handful that have made it, that we have never really looked at, like they say, your role model. If you haven't got a role model in your house, you should fall on your knees and pray to God, because something is wrong.
Yes.
And so I would say to young folks, it's not about alcohol, but it's hard for me to say that to you when a 5-year-old got to reach past mama's beer and papa's wine to get some mayonnaise. I would also say to young folks that the number one drug that will wipe you out is not cocaine, it's not heroin, it's marijuana, and they deliberately make that a recreation drug, but it stays in the muscles, it stays in the blood, and it will wipe out your memory bank. And also, this is the first time in the history of TB that TB has always been known as poor folks. It's the first time that TB is not running rampant in the ghetto. It's running rampant in middle income white America, because it's the marijuana that they spray, and that's no accident. And so I would just say to young folks, you have to reevaluate everything you've been taught. I would say to the black folks that just because a black person is 90 years old don't mean they have wisdom, and you need to listen to them, because if you was dumb and stupid when you was 9, you dumb and stupid when you 90.
Thank you, Indianapolis, for tuning in to another edition of Insight Sundays right here on AM 1310 The Light and Facebook Live. As always, Indianapolis, make sure that you stay connected with us on all of our social media platforms, which is Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Snapchat, and of course, by downloading our Insight Sundays mobile app on the App Store and Google Play Store. Again, by downloading our Insight Sundays mobile app on the App Store and Google Play Store. And we will check you guys out next week.
This is a Soul Hit production.